Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Orlando Miranda III, and this is my systematic analysis titled Effects of Inhaled Salbutamol on Lung Function and Muscle Fatigability on Healthy, Well-Trained Athletes. In the world of cycling, there exists such a term called marginal gains. These are small incremental improvements in speed or aerodynamics from equipment such as but not limited to aero suits, aero helmets, and aero bikes. The aggregates of which amount to a significant improvement when added together. These pictures are proof that equipment is enough to carry a rider to a podium position during competitions. However, there are only so many advantages that can be gained from equipment, which now leads to the question, where else can I gain advantages over my competitors? Enter PEDs, or performance-enhancing drugs. The use of PEDs can lead to an unfair advantage by enhancing an athlete's performance beyond natural abilities. And for this reason, they are banned by the Union Cycliste Internationale, or the UCI, the governing body of cycling events. Violators can face severe penalties, including disqualification, suspension, and loss of titles or awards. A notable athlete involved in the use of PEDs is 7-time Tour de France winner Lance Armstrong, whose consecutive titles from 1999 to 2005 were stripped from him after multiple anti-doping rule violations. Now, you might be wondering where inhalational drugs of abuse come into play. Well, in 2017, 4-time Tour de France winner Chris Froome tested positive for elevated levels of salbutamol, a medication used to treat asthma and is allowed under certain limits in professional cycling. Froome was eventually cleared after he and his team explained that the elevated salbutamol levels were due to physiological reasons. Take note that he won the Tour de France that year. Now, I conducted this systematic review to find out if healthy, well-trained athletes would benefit from the use of salbutamol and whether the drug would have an effect on lung function, or the ability of lungs to efficiently exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide, and muscle fatigability, or the decline in muscle performance and endurance due to prolonged intense activity. 3 databases were used, with the table showing the search terms that were used for each. And the following Prisma diagram shows the process of filtering the articles that will be used in the systematic review. Population of interest would be non-asthmatic competitive athletes. The intervention used would be inhaled salbutamol, and the comparison would be placebo. Outcomes measured would be FEV1, maximal voluntary contractions, or MVC, and mean power output, or MPO. The diagram also shows the articles that were excluded and the reasons for exclusion. With that, all of the studies included have a similar trend, starting with Koch and colleagues studies from 2015 and 2016, which showed significant increases in FEV1, but no increase in MPO. Descartes and colleagues also showed an increase in FEV1, but no effect in both MVC and MPO. While Kinderman and Van Beek and colleagues both showed an increase in FEV1, but no effect as well in MVC and MPO. The systematic review concludes that salbutamol does not have a performance-enhancing effect in healthy, well-trained athletes, and in an ergogenic point of view, should not be prohibited. Doping controls of beta-2 agonists by the UCI are to reduce misuse and possible harmful effects. In this case, however, other drugs such as acetylsalicylic acid and NSAID drugs, which are commonly used as well in cycling events, would also have to be prohibited. Further studies are recommended specifically on orally administered salbutamol, as well as other beta-2 agonists such as formoterol, salmeterol, and terbutaline. Here are the resources used. Thank you very much for listening.